Welcome to another episode of the APL Spotlight Series, an offshoot of the Angels Positivity and Love show. We just have the coolest guests on this subset, this side show. And I'd like to welcome KRISTEN EYKEL coming to us from Costa Rica. She's absolutely incredible, a shaman, sacred spiritual work, spiritual teacher, whether it's meditation, Reiki, Kundalini yoga, and much more. She's been practicing for quite some time. Before that, she's had various careers, including international model and more. She used to be show host for the Oprah Winfrey Network, a particular show there. I've had fun with her in the last few months interacting, and so I'm super grateful for her being here. Just a reminder for everybody, the big show in 2025 has gone to 2 shows a week. So we're stretched out into August of 2026. And please like, subscribe, share, comment while you're here. An emoji counts. And stick around to the end because we tend to do interactive stuff like Light Sage, Blow It, and even do a little bit of listening to angels or other loving figures. KRISTEN, great to see you again.
Oh my goodness, it's so great to be here. Thank you for having me and your tribe and our tribes working together today. What a treat and a privilege.
And I love the background. It's real. It's not one of those artificial ones. And I've been meaning to tell you that since we got on. I just love it. In Costa Rica, the jungle is real. What's it like right now, the vibe?
The jungle, I like to tell people the jungle is a fully immersive experience. It's not like you sort of go from one environment to the other. What I love about the jungle, and I've been to many jungles around the world, starting with the Amazon jungle back in the early 90s, is that it is like this ecosystem of consciousness. Every flower, every insect, every blade of grass, every monkey, and every ripple of the wind is filled with this consciousness, which is the jungle. And so it's fully present, it's fully alive. And when you immerse into that experience, it causes this expansion, I feel, this expansion of the field that just brings me direct contact with Mother Gaia.
Can you give us, it's normally called a war story, but can you give us a peace story of some time in the past when you were in a rainforest or a jungle? It might have been shamanic studies or you were just experiencing some sort of a ritual or ceremony. Do you have one of those you can share that was extra special?
Absolutely. One of the gifts I have been grateful to experience has been a lot of international travel. And one of sort of the most heartwarming, but also kind of remarkable experiences I had was in the jungles of Papua New Guinea, where we were on this little island and there was a funeral being done for a member of the community. Now, what's interesting is these are very, very far flung spaces. There's no roads. You can only get to certain places by car, by boat, or by, airplane, helicopter. So this funeral was for a guy who'd been dead for 15 years. 15 years he'd been dead. So eventually all the tribes come together and they sort of form these little kind of pockets around this sort of central village area. And they are hanging pig entrails up on the front of the doorways that are just dripping and streaming blood, covered in flies. There's a whole collection of live pigs that are going to be slaughtered for the feast that is to come later. And they're kind of like broiling in the sun. There are all the people from their individual tribal costumes and rituals dressed with feathers and war paint. And there's this like war reenactment that's going on with like hunting and spears. And I am telling you, we were behind this like little tiny little area. If I would have come across these dudes in the jungle, I would have been terrified. They are fully ferocious beings. And the women were chewing beetle juice, which meant that it looked like blood red streaming down. Their hands were up. They dipped them in the blood. They're crying. They're screaming. And this is this honor, this honor and this recognition for this family member that has been so powerful for them that they are recognizing in this celebration. And I really think we were probably one of the first white people to ever witness this ceremony. It was truly transformational, and I felt deeply honored to be allowed to witness.
And then if we can jump to a big picture for mankind right now, is there a way you're appreciating 2025? Is it more awareness for man coming in, more consciousness, a chance to walk a kinder, gentler path?
So my teachers have been telling me for over 35 years to be prepared for the Aquarian awakening, to be prepared for this time, that we are in this time of this shakeup, socially, physically, emotionally, spiritually, mentally, climactically. that as we are coming into this schism and this shift, it's literally to cause a break with what had been in order to allow the emergence of what's to come. So we may not like what we see on the surface going forward, and it may trigger us. It may cause our deep fears, our deep worries, our deep sadness, our trauma to come roaring up to the surface. And yet, the only way we can heal something is by being in the presence of it, by actually accepting this is what is, and then we can do something with it. If we keep sublimating it or pushing it into the back or saying, I don't want to deal with it, it's too heavy, let's kick that can down the road, we will never truly transform that which is ready to be transformed. And so this time period, I sort of see it as like a break point, as a schism. On one level, there will be great challenge and upheaval and struggle, but that is also what causes us to dig deeper, to formulate more rich communities, to formulate a more dynamic sense of self, and to truly be rooted in what am I here in this timeline to do, which is probably not so much about your 401k and Botox injections. It might actually be about being of service to humanity, learning something, breaking a generational pattern, and really being of service to the bigger picture and kind of calling in your team, your angels, your guides, your loved ones. I am finding them showing up, and you'll recognize this, I'm sure, too. I'm finding them showing up more and more in my sessions with like muggles, people who don't normally think this way. And their team is showing right up through them as big, undifferentiated source light who is saying, now is the time, let's awaken. Y'all asked to be here, so let's get to it.
Oh, well said. Okay, back to the team that you mentioned. Everyone's got a cheerleading squad or a team, a support group. It could be angels, it could be light beings, figures from India, Native American chiefs, but there's a particular quadrant I'd love for you to address. It seems to be more relevant now than ever. Off-world, loving
Yeah.
figures from way out that aren't like, and angels mentioned in March. Some of their origin stories would be Orion, Andromeda, Pleiades, and now they're angels. So loving figures of all different degrees. How do you handle that topic? How would you explain it to us, how they're here to help us?
Thank you for that. It's a really beautiful question. First of all, let me just sort of share that it is not my job or my role to tell people what their stuff is. It is also not my job or my role to sort of describe what an entity that we literally cannot comprehend with our human mind is. That said, I think we have a remarkable host of a variety of colors and flavors and frequencies of team that are all here actively looking at Earth at this time. What the non-human entity energy is revealing to me and through the communications is that what happens on Earth ripples throughout the entire cosmos. And so this game that we're playing here, this sort of like pitched battle of challenge and triumph, of male and female, polar opposites of this planet of duality is actually being tested right now to see if there can be this beautiful middle way that allows this expansion of compassion and illumination that will ripple throughout the cosmos. The answer, of course, is love. And there are an enormous amount of beings who are non-physical, and actually they would not even call themselves beings. More, they would say that they are, I like to use the word essence, because the minute we try to collect it into a being, I think we're just kind of missing the point. If we could start to look kind of like as the essence, more like your beautiful fragrances, or more like that sense of that ripple that lets you know that you are loved, you are safe, you are never alone, that it's all going to be okay. That's the message that continually comes through. So if we can kind of really tap in with that sort of bigger source energy, that energy that is undifferentiated into male or female or left or right or giraffe or hummingbird, and we start with that essence that is the all, that is the oneness, that is the in it to win it game plan. And we can all have access to that the moment we just open up and say yes.
Nice. Uh, with respect to non-corporeal light energy essences or beings, and they can run the gamut. It isn't just like Pleiadians, Andromedans,
Yeah.
people from Orion, Sirius, Arcturians. There's just, I mean, there's probably thousands. Um, what's been your experience to date? And then also, is there a specific instance, whether it's an angel or an Arcturian or someone, can you share a moment that it might have some levity in it? It was just really helpful. Could have been an angel showing in human form. You turned, they're gone. They said a few kind words, though it helped. What moment can you share in your timeline?
So So for me, what I find kind of the most remarkable, and this has been increasing over the last few decades. I've been doing my practice for, it'll be 35 years this March, which is crazy. Um, and
I'll
it's
add
sort of
since you were 7.
exactly. Thank you, Michael. Um, back in the sort of the earlier time when I was kind of doing this work and kind of guiding people through, every now and again there would be a non-human essence that would come through. Most of the time I'll guide through people through a journey. We're working on their childhood issue, their trauma, their desire to be more free in their body, whatever their experience is. And then I kind of take them beyond their conscious mind into their deeper subconscious. We might look at what's happening in this timeline. We might look at what happened in previous timelines or in alternate timelines, non-linear dimensions. And what I found, every now and again, there would be this kind of like hold pause. And then this non-human entity, this undifferentiated light would sort of emerge and speak through them to me directly. Hey, Kristen, we got a message for you. And I'm like, me? Got a message for me? And that would happen like every now and again. So what I can share is definitely since the pandemic and absolutely in the last couple of years, that is increasing. And more of these larger, non-differentiated, loving beings who kind of sometimes act as a collective or sometimes act as as like a larger consciousness is coming through people who are just trying to work on their average human thing, but that it's like, pause that. This bigger thing wants to come through. It wants to take the floor because this is really needing to come through now. So I kind of feel like it's the work that you do and all the other wonderful people you work with, all of our teams that on the planet who are healers and coaches and guides who are really amping this vibration, all the Reiki healers, as we amp the vibrational level of us, we kind of like tune the vibration a little higher on the planet. It allows for higher frequency consciousness to emerge through, to tap in, to deliver more frequency to us to receive more easily. I don't make the news. I just report the news, and that's what I'm seeing happen all the time.
I love it. With your permission, we might do some dance steps. By that, I just mean when we go to the left, we might do a more interactive feeling or smelling or touching or something. And then when we go to the right, we might have an angel come in and just give you a topic that you already know. But as soon as you start to hear it, you'll be like, oh, yes. And then you'll be able to talk to us about it. First, though, I'll just light some sage. Anyone who's watched the show will know this is a staple. You can catch the sage wherever you are in the world. It doesn't matter if it's 2 years in the future. Do set your intent. And maybe Kristen can suggest a way to set your intent. I simply say, ask angels or universe to get you out of your head into your heart. Make it nice. Own it with a thank you. Kristen, how would you recommend people set their intent?
I love that, and I would love to also piggyback on that and say that you are our divine viewer, our experiencer of this moment, whatever your timeline is. You have a great source in your imagination. Your imagination is not falsity. Your imagination is your imaging capacity. As you allow yourself to image that which you are creating, you will be allowing yourself to experience that which is emerging. So with Michael and all this beautiful team, getting a beautiful download. I just ask that you image and experience that this waft is flowing over you like this gentle rain, this embrace, this hug of so much divine love, because you truly, truly are already loved and safe.
And catch a little sage when you can. Some people taste it, but I'm going to use a feather to waft it over you. And once you've gotten the sage, you can allow for flowers to come in, whether you feel it or smell it. And even ocean, if you want to go absolutely wild, and more, if you want to catch light on your eyelids. What color would the light on your eyelids be, Kristen? Let the universe bring you something.
This beautiful sort of dancing lavender, turquoisey, oceany colors, that beautiful depth that is so vibrant.
Yay. I'm going to snub this out now, and then I'll put up Joy. I'll even put up Joy now while I'm snubbing, and you can do the talking. What does she have as a topic
Oh.
that you know how to handle blindfolded that she just wants to remind us all on?
Well, I think the message is in the name right there, in joy. Joy is a super high frequency. It is a frequency that we've all had capacity to tap into at some point. We oftentimes kind of diminish it under contentment, which is not really as high vibe as what our dear beloved joy would like to experience. So I would always just say, imagine a time, in any time of any point in your life, when you were supremely happy, body, mind, and spirit. And that may have been a nanosecond. It might have been when that phone call came from someone that you were really, really missing. It might have been when you got that promotion. It might have been when you got your first house. It might have been the moment when you held your baby child. That moment, that spark of joy, I'm going to ask and intend that our beloved angel joy amplify that memory for you now and really give it to you as an experiential state that you can carry with you right here and right now.
Beautiful. Um, one more of those dance steps. I'll put up a black background. Blue sky is number one. And I'll just show my light or aura or consciousness on my fingers. But the second you see it, you can ask the universe to come in and not double it, but add like extra. Could be sparks, flowers, a butterfly. People have seen like literally everything by now. Just hear from Joy something extra about it. I have no idea what she's saying. And you can see dimensional light or even geometric patterns. Galactic light codes, a frequency transmission you can allow for that. And here it is, but everybody gets a dad joke, and it's what's the only flower found on the human face? Tulips.
Oh,
And what colors do you see between my fingers?
I see this beautiful, radiant ocean, like not ocean, but blue, like a sapphire blue. So healing, so nourishing.
And if angels will go extra and the universe will kick it into gear, what else are you now getting?
I'm getting this beautiful infinity symbol, kind of like the Mobius strip, going into that energetic magnetizing field that we have around the earth.
Cool. And if you'll close your eyes and let the universe carry it straight over to you into your field, and I don't use this word, but it's the word basking in it
Mm.
and enjoy. And then there's something that's coming from that. You'll get not vortex, but let dolphin consciousness come in and keep it super playful with bubbles. And you'll end up generating a beautiful topic, a segue. There we go.
Mm. Yeah, thank you for that. Yeah, going into that sort of dolphin and the ocean and that kind of consciousness. I think that there really is something very healing when we allow ourselves to be doused in water, when we allow ourselves to touch with water. Water is often this archetype for a deep consciousness, for the deep unknowing. And so if we are looking to shed that which no longer serves, sometimes it is useful to take a spiritual bath. Could be a shower, but that idea of really immersing the body in water and just kind of imagine that that which no longer serves is just gently lifting off and washing away. I also love to invite in aromatherapy, high vibe essential oils that can truly act as like the adjuncts to kind of heighten that frequency. Also, if you want to play sound, Tibetan bells, singing bowls, crystal bowls, chanting, toning, that vibration in the water with the frequency of the flower essence or the aromatherapy, all of those together. Oh, and you might want to add in a little salt. Oof, I'm sort of feeling a lot of clearing happening for people. You could allow that to be part of your sort of sacred bath ritual that you could give yourself. If you're ever feeling that you're a little toxified by those around you, a little exhausted, sort of people kind of pulling at you and you don't really have any resources, you feel pulled like toffee or cotton candy, really allow yourselves to have this like spiritual bath, this beautiful download into that healing, expansive frequency field that can literally make you feel transformed, beautiful, radiant, and help you to be of greater service when you emerge like Venus de Milo out of the foam.
I love it. I'm going to put up a very traditional India drawing of Lakshmi. And again, if you don't mind allowing for an interesting segue, we never know where it's going to go. But the Divine Mother's tiger, or the one that Durga also rides on, Action, will be next. And then Jaguar from the Amazon, Unconditional Love, with rainbow light to share. So that'll be really extra special. Here's Lakshmi. And then when you're ready, just close your eyes and do your usual, or whichever way you do it. And it,
So Lakshmi reminds us of that high vibration of sound, of music, as you said before, of dance, of like letting the body be that fluid motion. What a beautiful divine reminder to lighten up, to play, to be more in our body, to have sacred divine union with your beloved, with the earth, with yourself, and to really let that sort of ripple effect of the joy, the music, the frequency field just expand. Gosh, what a gift.
I love it. And for Tiger, folks at home can participate. Play it back. If you need to rub your hands together in a circle, like making a fire, touch water, there's a million ways to get to your heart. Just ask the universe to make it nice and help you let go. You can put your hand up and treat each of those photos like a fireplace, except you'll feel sparkle, tingle, warmth. Ask for flowers each time. You might as well always ask for a hug. You can't have enough hugs. Here's the Divine Mother, the tiger, who's not really a spiritual animal or whatever, spirit guide, much more divine. Pure action on everyone's team.
Mm,
And
mm.
at any point, you can reach your hand out to the side as if the tiger was standing next to you and feel the soft shampooed fur. Yep. Jaguar won't be that soft. It'll be a little more wiry. But catch what you can catch from the tiger.
Such powerful heart in that, such powerful devotion. I'm getting like ferocity in devotion, deep heart, deep wisdom. They also walk with those enormous feet, but they're silent. They focus on that which is meaningful for them. They blend in like a shadow, even though they're so vibrantly colored. They are present even when you least expect them.
Cool. And I'll put up Geronimo for you. Little tangent here, but I'll put up Geronimo, older Geronimo, pure action, dry wit, unconditional love. And he'll have an amazing topic that you're like, ooh, right on.
Yeah, blessings to this grandfather, such a wise um, pipe carrier, such a wise wisdom carrier. This teacher who has incarnated in many lifetimes and who's come to help to remind us to sit by the sacred fire in community, in communion. There's a really powerful ceremony with the pipe, and it's to smoke the pipe together. When we do that, we are like weaving this circular bond between our hearts and minds around the congregation, around the fire. It's a moment of reflection. It's a moment of union. We smoke the pipe, we blow the smoke, we bless ourselves with that sacred tobacco, and we bring ourselves into conscious connection with the fire as an element of transformation, as an element of healing. And so by smoking this sacred pipe together and by passing it to each one around the tribe, we can form a new sense of unity and connection from that heart space. What a beautiful teacher. Thank you.
Ooh. Um, two angels in a row here. Charlotte, everyone's
Mm-hmm.
favorite school teacher from third grade or third form. What is she reminding you of?
Mm. You know, it's so funny because I know that Charlotte is a teacher that you love to work with. And one of the animals that I'm working with here is a dog named Charlotte. And so I'm just feeling that sort of play, that lovingness, that kind of wise teaching. Oh my God, I could cry. That wise teaching that comes when we really let ourselves be connected with the wisdom of the animal kingdom instead of treating animals and other beings as if they're sort of a lower life form. And if we could actually see that they're just another dimension of who we are, I think that wisdom that this wonderful teaching gets to remind us of can have us look at the Buddha in our own kitchen, which might be your cat.
And I love what you just said. And there have been a lot of comments lately about the frequency or consciousness of the planet expanding, and that animals are along for the ride and that they're
Mm-hmm.
fully supportive of this, cheering us on. If you think about it or feel into it, I have dolphin consciousness for you, but there's something to be said for that. Animals don't waste their energy, generally speaking, and are completely in harmony with their surroundings and within. And it's a lesson we're still working on that's available
Oh.
now for us. Here's dolphin consciousness for you. If you don't mind allowing joy to show up, if you do close your eyes, see the pink dolphin leading the way in a
Mm-hmm.
big school or pod, whatever I'm supposed to say, with bubbles. I'll do the bubbles on the outside around you in the room. Even though it's air, you can still have a vortex of dolphin consciousness playfully doing bubbles around you and feel it on your skin. But with that, they do have a message. And if you don't mind being that interlocutor, I don't use that word. Okay, so that
Great word.
spokesperson.
I love that word. Use the big words, man. They we don't want them to go out of fashion. You know, it's amazing. The minute you started talking about the bubbles, I saw this like this galaxy spiral, and oh my God, I'm gonna cry. I've always felt like dolphins and other sort of cetaceous creatures like that, like the whales. Um, I used to have these visions of being on a water planet where I was a human dolphin kind of thing. It wasn't a dolphin, it wasn't a human, it was its own kind of thing. But there's some sort of consciousness there that I feel like these dolphins are reminding us of. There's that sort of galactic spiral. Everything in nature is a spiral. So when you're talking about those beautiful bubbles, that perfect spherical shape, they're like planets. They're like these little cosmoses, even within our own DNA, our own molecular helix. What a gift to be reminded of these teachers from the infinite beyond.
Ooh. Okay. And privately, you're not going to share this out loud, but you could say, got it. Charlotte's going to share that memory, that connection, and give you she loves doing backstories. So privately, just get that filled in, breathe through your mouth a little extra. And anything that could be shared, but it might be more Charlotte saying, looking forward for mankind. So that
Wow.
might be just bigger picture, but get your private experience first for just a quick glimpse.
Yeah, I'm being shown, like funhouse mirrors. Like we could look into a mirror and it could be a very clear reflection, but even though it's a clear reflection, it's always opposite. And then you start to look at like funhouse mirrors where you're like really tall or you're really kind of wavery or you could see into the infinite realm. There's something there about looking at ourselves in the mirror and truly taking stock, letting ourselves see what is, not the distortion we're afraid of, like body dysmorphia or internal dialogue that's negative, and not that distortion of all this alternate ego, that sort of grandiose explanation of self, but that true, grounded, sacred clarity of what is. I'm getting the message that that is really the only place where we can activate change is by being present with what the reality is.
Okay.
Thank you, Charlotte.
One more angel, Min or Minwala, my guardian angel, 80,000 other people's
Mm,
guardian angel. She's light waves of energy and water, soft spoken professor, very oceany,
mm,
with a
mm.
serious background, but not trying to sound too serious here, even though she's an angel today. Um, if you want, you can move your hand through the air and something will happen. It's interdimensionality itself and loving consciousness coming through.
Mm.
And anybody at home who wants to catch Hawaii, go ahead and allow for Hawaii. I'll blow through the
Yeah,
microphone.
I'm really getting big mother energy with that.
Pitch a little extra something. But what would her message be for all of us in the coming months and years?
Um, I'm getting the word sacred medicine. I'm seeing like place your hand upon the ground, really connect with this earth that you are made of. We tend to forget that we are made of earth. Every molecule in your body, every hydrogen and carbon molecule of your body is sourced from this planet. The idea that we can leave this planet and go live in a capsule somewhere is just an artificial make believe nonsense. We are of this earth. This body is fed specifically. It is created specifically from this organism that is Earth. And in fact, we are of this Earth as much as a mushroom or a sequoia or a droplet of water. This body is endemic to this space. And it is the essence that imbues this body, which is our sort of multiple dimensional aspect. That part which is beyond the Earth, that part which is visiting and borrowing the Earth. We are here. The Earth is truly, truly a magical gift in all of the universe. And if you could witness just the vast amount of beings and consciousnesses who would give their metaphorical left arm to be here, truly, it is a magical experience to have a physical body in this realm.
Oof. And I have one last additional figure. It doesn't mean they're not coming in at the end for the grand finale. But here's Jaguar three different ways. So we'll make it a three-step tango.
Mm.
Jaguar
Mm.
authentic power version.
Mm.
And what's Jaguar's reminder?
Wow, I'm getting, and when you said authentic power, I was getting rippling power, that idea of rippling, that sort of sensation of like this like velvet with something rippling underneath it that is just glimpsing to the power that's beneath. And if we could just allow ourselves to kind of touch that soft surface and yet feel the depth of what's beneath, I think we would find great healing and great nourishment in seeing beyond the surface.
Can you let joy transmute or help here on something? That
Please.
low guttural purr of joy from the jaguar, can you let the two of them work together to first touch your neck and then down your back. So you're rolling with this. This is very special. I've never done this before. Um, those two are going to work you a little, but it's pure joy and delight, but really Jaguar sharing some of their embodiment with you. And at home, if you just want to breathe through the mouth extra, you'll feel it more. Close your eyes and you can even see Jaguar.
Yeah, I'm getting timeless. Wow, dude, this is big. I'm getting like throne energy, big throne energy, timeless wisdom, big, ooh, big, strong, wise energy. Throne. It's time for us to king ourselves, queen ourselves. It's time for us to designate our own royal lineage. And by that, this is not about privilege. The true role of the monarch was the one to lead the people, was the one to guide in safety, was the one to make sure people were fed. Noblesse oblige, that who has the great gift is obliged in order to share to others. If we could all experience ourselves in that sort of kingly, queenly nature, where we are here to be of service to our communities rather than to suck them dry, I think that is hugely indicated at this time.
Oof. And then another picture of Jaguar, but she's crossing a stream. And so it's fluidity and almost back to dolphin
Oh,
consciousness and everything else.
oh, wow. I'm getting such beautiful mother energy there, healing again, like birthing babies in water, like rebirthing ourselves in water, that sort of christening, blessing energy. A cat swimming in water is something we don't normally think about. Sort of think that cats avoid water, but if we could put that beautiful, sinewy energy into that energetic flow, wow, we can all completely be transformed and reveal those spots of ourselves, like that sort of changing of our spots, changing of our colors. I think we could really get all of that through this divine gift of the water now.
And then putting it all together is Jaguar in repose with clarity. And here's the final photo.
Yeah. Mm. Deep watcher energy there, right? When after a jaguar causes its kill, it brings it up into the tree in order to eat it, but it also hangs out up there. It's cool up there. It can see for miles up there. I'm sort of seeing this watchful energy, this energy of I've got my eye on you. We're gonna look for danger together. We're gonna look for the movement together, and I've got my eye on you. You are safe.
And with your permission, if you don't mind closing your eyes or leaving your eyes shut, you can be seated on the jungle floor or on a little wooden circular trunk thing, wood, tree, cut. Uh, Let Jaguar walk first across your field of vision, but then let her come and approach. And just say when you've got her, you're tracking and she's starting to come closer, she's going
Yeah.
to then open up her light for you and you'll see rainbow light all over the forest and be bathed in it your way. Very special. And again,
Absolutely.
breathe at home more if folks need help or put a hand on your heart. And are you
Yeah, I'm
getting
feeling this.
rainbow light?
Yeah, I'm getting this deep purr, this deep rumbling purr. And it's like the purr is this frequency field. Like you were saying, the rainbow light, it's like these sort of spreading frequencies that kind of roam out. One of the most amazing things I've ever seen in the jungle here, even in Costa Rica, are the Morphos butterflies, with these enormous turquoise blue butterflies. And when it flutters, it sort of sparkles. It looks like this like flash of electric blue in this deep jungly forest. I'm getting just this beautiful kind of butterfly, vibrational, yummy, deep purr. That vibration when you feel so satisfied deep in your core.
Oh, beautiful. And I'll put up one final figure off world, non-corporeal, but they'll show up in full form for you, whether it's an Andromedan, Orion, person from Orion, Sirius, Arcturian, Pleiadian, or Lyran. Who's saying me, pick me out of the six?
Well, Pleiadians are an old friend, so kind of love me some Pleiadians. But I'm also hearing Lyrans coming in today because
Oh,
maybe we got all that cat energy coming up.
We'll do both. I'll do the Lyran first, and then it'll be Heinrich Eric A, which is not the real name because it has way too many syllables. A male from Pleiades. Here's the Lyran. She wanted Sade Smiling, the singer. I'm
Mm.
using this one instead. It's close enough. Here's the Lyran, and then you can close your eyes and actually have her do reveal, and everyone can breathe a little extra, third eye it. And if you don't mind me saying, golden light and a frequency transmission in there somewhere.
Yeah, the color, when you said golden, right before you said that, I was getting this chestnut, this like warm, sort of deep amber, this very rich, sort of mm, nourishing feeling, kind of almost like chocolate in the jungle, especially here in Central America, cacao and not chocolate like you think of as a chocolate bar, but the essence of chocolate. I'm kind of getting that sort of heart nourishing space coming in with that vibration as well.
And what would be the reminder for us all?
Mm. It's like a joke. It's like eat more chocolate. When we eat chocolate, and again, high quality, please, not trashy stuff. When you eat really good, high quality chocolate, it actually creates an endorphin download, this sort of serotonin experience of being in love. And if it serves your purpose to have just a very small amount, but to have it as if it's like a sacrament, as if it's like a blessing that you get to give yourself, or that you could feed someone whom you love. Imagine that little tiny piece, that little square of this cacao as like a ceremonial offering of deep love for yourself and others.
And final interactive act before you start to wrap it up for us. Maybe you can leave us with three morsels for food for thought. But I'm going to put my hand up in Texas. You're in Costa Rica, only love and above my highest intent. We're letting angels and everybody do everything. But if you could use some words for what you feel, what are you getting?
I'm getting activation. I'm getting that idea of when the opposing opposite. So like we're talking about like space, right? Space and time, but there's no space and time. Where Michael and Kristen are, where you are, we are actually together. There is no separation. We are intimately connected in this. And if we can just activate that remembrance, we would collapse the space and time and we would find ourselves together in the infinite now.
And I'm going to whoosh three times like a ping pong paddle with my other hand. Small, medium, and large, unless you want to just go large, large, large. But let angels, conscious light energy essences all over join in. And on this one, on the third one, actually, if you leave your eyes shut with the first two, but the third, if you don't mind seeing the symbol brought to you, once you see it, close your eyes, it'll go into your field. The first one, though, is small or medium. And here it comes, and I'll blow through the microphone above my laptop and hopefully Hawaii or something exotic. And if you can share what you're feeling.
First thing I got was plumeria. So when you said Hawaii or something exotic, I just got this lovely idea of plumeria.
And the second one, here it comes. It'll be a little bigger but different. Maybe the front and the back this time, and maybe a sound. Here comes the second.
Yeah, I'm getting ocean waves and that feeling of being carried by a big body that is greater than yours, but that is sort of depositing us in safety.
And for the third, if people at home don't mind dropping their hands, you can open your eyes. You can see a light symbol. Joy can be the ambassador for this, but it's a multicultural effort here, a lot of fun. Might start off pink, but it could be gold, and it'll be whatever it is, and it could be Egyptian hieroglyphs, galactic coding, earth sacred geometry, Sanskrit, or another dozen ways. But it'll be what it is. I'm going to look like a goose. I'm going to go double ping pong paddles and whoosh and blow. It'll be big, go, go big or go home. Most people are at home, so you should go big. Here we go.
The Ankh, symbol of universal life, consciousness, Isis, that divine mother. Again, wow, so much divine mother energy today, Michael. Holy cow, calling in that jungle, right? That beautiful Ankh. Holy, beautiful, beautiful wisdom.
To close it out, do you mind pulling in Mary, the big Mary for us, and have
Oh,
her
yeah.
set the tone for your reminders for us all?
So I'd love to call all of our teams, mentors, masters, loved ones, and angelic beings of the highest, highest light. Call in that beautiful Magdala. Call in that beautiful divine Mother Mary. Call in the cohort of all of the teams, that divine male, female, harmonious balance, and ask and intend that each and every one of us be reminded of that little spark, that little joy, that little tenderness, that little compassion, that space within you that can grow into a conflagration, that can literally become the sacred fire that we all sit around and share the sacred pipe together. I ask and intend that each and every one of us go deep within our hearts and trust the voice that is there within us, that is asking us to leap forward, that is asking us to come into our strength, which may be called vulnerability, and asking us to all open up in this great clarity of love and wisdom and design. I ask and intend that all of the fires in this world, whether they are in LA, whether they're in your heart, whether they're in another place of this planet, that they all may be quenched by this fire of love and this beautiful source energy of healing, peace, gratitude, and joy. I'd like to thank each and every one of you. Thank you for playing. Thank you for everything you do to help us all keep the light on. It is finished in beauty. It is finished in beauty. It is finished in beauty. And so it is. Satnam.
Kristen Eichel, great to have you on the APL Spotlight series. Looking forward to having you back again. Totally fun to play and to hear you and see you in action. So thank you.
Mr. Ford, what a treat to hold this space with you. And thank you for such beautiful divine space that you hold, that you create, and that incredible joy and like passion that you offer. We really, really, really do get to be inspired by storytellers and the wisdom keepers as you are. Thank you so much for inviting me to play with you today.
Thank you, Kristen.